what moves, if you're familiar with the VGC Championships and Annihilate tends to know.
That was nasty, Robert. The last one. That's crazy.
Trading itself one for one to Pokemon goes to the team.
Both games were rough.
A matchup between more offensively based teams, that's a little less devastating. For a defensive team, I think it can be a lot.
This follow me, this Rage Powder follow me support into Final Gambit into just these two demons.
Worse, where even if you don't entirely lose a Pokemon, if one Pokemon is really critical, and that's something I would love seeing if I was at Wolf's side of the field.
Yeah, and so I think Wolf, I think Koraidon, and we get to see the return next to this Lunala. This is a great pairing.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun.
Koraidon does insane work here.
Slower team than we sometimes see, where often these
Ursaluna is disgusting.
Wolf playing a little bit more conservatively here, where we can use Icy Wind to try to slow Pokemon down if he.
Covert Cloak is most likely for when it terras, so it doesn't have to worry about it. But so because it's not running Protect as well. That's interesting.
Doesn't get the Trick Room option going, but a little bit more straightforward. I do have to know.
I guess you don't have Electricity because you don't have Miraidon on this team.
What Wolf's Incineroar was, I downloaded using the code, but this Pokemon has a different move with the Will-O-Wisp instead of, I believe, the Protect we normally see from Wolf. So a little different approach with this team. I do think the Will-O-Wisp potentially very impactful here as we see the clear.
Don't Protect. Covert Cloak is really cool.
That is so great for any sort of redirections and
a little bit offensive. Quiver Dance version of Vulcan potentially still going to do a lot of damage, especially if it gets
out of water. I'm gonna get more after the set.
Koraidon to set the sun, and then also kind of interested to see kind of the many Pokemon on Marcus's side of the field who it seems like Wolf's Incineroar going to need to help control it. Watch his match, try to get Incineroar.
that Wolf that could go well.
So we got
any of the
so Dion right away. Calorie two trainers at 5 and 2 are double restricted for Wolves right away hitting the field.
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of pressure here automatically, right? Intimidate coming off. Wolf has Life Orb. I think Life Orb still kills in Sin if it's not fully physically defensive in the Sun, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. I think it has to be fully. Where's my close combat? Oh yeah, obviously this kills. Damn, even if it's fully, that shit murders you. Why is it helping hand? Okay. Yeah, literally only full can take a -1. What up, Jaden? Day ones are hella fire. Hey, we almost done. Hey, fam. Good evening to you.
And Incineroar feels like a restricted Pokemon sometimes too, so maybe an appropriate group before Pokemon. I think this combination of Incineroar and the Calyrex from Marcus' side.
Cali can obviously Terra as well, but fake out pressure is pretty free.
Intimidate down this Koraidon. It does not have the clear amulet, instead going for the Life Orb, so threatening more damage. That's something we've seen from Wolf before, I believe, also on his
Wolf is 5-2, so this is literally his winning in. They both are.
Both restricted Pokemon, maybe going for some big damage here, but also with the sort of awkward option.
This is pretty big. If he doesn't win this, he doesn't make it.
Yeah, and looking over this, it's a little bit awkward. So when you have this Koraidon,
same thing for Marcus.
Leverage a lot of damage right away on this turn, but Einam and Incineroar back in
Terra Fire, close combat, good play.
Kind of in a little bit of a weird spot because of course, yeah, Trick Room can
Opposite switch into the bear and Trick Room.
That's what you go for. Like, where do we go from here?
Okay, so this play, this is a nasty call. Obviously calling the fake out, but like Glacial Lance plus Knock is disgusting. With Life Orb, he needs that. This is a read by Wolf, though.
Wolf anticipating going to switch in the Ursaluna, hoping to end this turn with Trick Room active.
A Terastallization for the very first turn of this match coming out, and onto none other than the
Cali has
Ice
attack.
Rider. Of course, when you could get like super effective hit from that Koraidon, you gotta make sure that you drop that weakness, so we'll get to see that Terastallization fire coming out. Knock off from the Incineroar into the Lunala. So much damage coming on out, bringing it down to a third of its health. Glacial Lance is going to be the follow-up. How much damage is going to be? Lunala is gone. Look how much damage the Ursaluna's taken.
Okay, that was
what Wolf was looking for. It all gets red hard there. Loses a Pokemon immediately. Gives up a chilling native.
Okay. Do you have Among Us in the back?
It's going to go down pretty quickly itself, because you don't take damage from burn the first turn that Flame Orb activates, but this Pokemon's very weakened now, and tends to be a slower Pokemon. Wolf has lost his Trick Rooms that are going to have a hard time getting any attacks off. Koraidon going to come out back.
Alright, so dude homie just hella read that. Honestly, a crazy call. It must be fully Fizz Def, or like it just didn't think it would die. But I mean, you do still have Headlong Rush plus Close Combat, so you can kill Incineroar right here as well.
Back on the battlefield.
And if it depends on your speed, because this is a tie.
We'll see the value of this Fire Terastallization from this Calyrex.
The 218. Is that max on Ursaluna at level 50? Oh my god, this Ursaluna fast as fuck. Alright, so this Ursaluna has a lot of speed. Because it's only running 100 HP. It got a lot of speed. So it should be faster than Calyrex, most likely.
It's good against almost everything in Wolf's team. Resist now the fire type attacks is Koraidon.
That's a nasty start though. Your breaker, well, one of your breakers is down to. Okay, so he gets 2 back. I'm assuming this Ursaluna is faster.
Instantly to make an impact on this turn. A little bit of recoil.
There's a shit out speed with only 100 HP.
End of the trade that time around. Now looking at these two Pokemon, of course, it's going to be.
Alright, he gets it back. Holy shit.
That's going to be a double KO for Wolf to completely flip the script.
So maybe it's not so bad for Wolf after all. Learning a little bit about perhaps the way he's supposed to train. Ursaluna going to move for pick up that knockout.
He got information now. least
super great turn from turn 1 from Wolfe,
he
but just a
knows
great
that
comeback
turn
there.
1
Wolfe
is a
plays himself back
scary
into the
prey.
game. Both sides now have lost restricted Pokemon, so we're almost.
Well, what's in the back?
Yeah, looking at
Because
that as well, of course, when you're eyeing up
because you
first
just
unit,
killed, you high key just killed the 2 Mons that can kill Amoonguss, right? Because Ape is in the back. What, Ape Ogerpon? So you high key just killed the
on a
2.
timer, it's now down to 7 HP. It can only be around for 1 more turn before it's KO'd from that.
Okay, it's that. So it might come down to a speed tie, but it is a Salt Vest Miraidon, so it might not be max speed. It might be a bulkier variant.
Burn damage. Wondering it could have maybe had to protect on that turn, but now it's going to be 2 offensive Pokemon for Marcus hitting the field, Miraidon and the Ogerpon, the last 2 Pokemon. And where can we see the impact? Of course, when you have that Miraidon, there is no access to any sort of protect since it is at a Salt Vest.
Yeah, pretty strange situation here where
Earthquake plus
Marcus
protect is
probably
pretty
gonna go
okay.
with some sort of attack to finish Ursula off here. Don't actually allow
It
to
should be
attack
follow
anything.
me,
They
right?
don't
Plus
protect anything.
Draco.
The Koraidon Wolf side's sort of a situation where you think because
can't
you
dazzle
have
him.
to pay the tax of attacking the Ursula, you can get away with swing with the Koraidon, or you go for a protect here and hope that the combination of Wolf's final 2 Pokemon are able to win a 2-on-2.
Well, this is a big
I like
turn
Earthquake
for
plus
Matt.
that.
Wolfe has taken so much momentum, and fourth Pokemon in the back still unrevealed to Marcus. Might be the opportunity.
Facade is a
now
good
with
play
the
just in case
behind
to follow
of
me,
Miraidon
and they
to
Draco
the
into
edge.
that.
Something that could put a lot of pressure. So that's going to be swap out from Koraidon and none other than Amoonguss, the former idol. Let's give the props here to hit the field.
Spiky shield
from the Ogerpon. So just eyeing up what this Miraidon can do on the turn. Draco
Drake's
Meteor into the Amoonguss to soak up
doesn't
the hit
kill
and
because
survive
it's
26
AV.
HP.
And now it's minus
That was
2.
a surprising move. Ursula's going to get to swing. Took all that damage, but picks up a 1
All right, that's game.
Wolfe looked like he was
Damn,
in such a bad
what a
spot to start
comeback.
this match, but that's a massive knockout. Ursula's going to feint to burn damage, but it goes down a hero.
Ursaluna essentially only had 2 turns on the field to really make an impact and picking up not 1 but 2
Or just
restricted
Terrifier
Pokemon KOs
flavorlets.
in its time. It has done its job.
AV's never max speed. I've run AV max speed.
And Koraidon now can hit the field, and we've seen how much damage that Koraidon can do. That is everything, and I feel like just 1 move click away from closing this out.
Yes, potentially a tricky spot. Wolfe taking some time to think
That
here. Real
bear
smart.
got
You know,
so much
Wolfe
leverage
range
at
is
being
still,
from
I
like
guess, extra
10%.
45 seconds to select the Pokemon if you want to think through the move here. Ogerpon's very interesting position where if it was anything that wasn't a grass type Pokemon, you just go for a Rage Powder and attack here for an easy finish. Will, however, be immune to that Rage Powder from Amoonguss, so still potentially a trickier spot for Wolfe here. Wants to make sure he doesn't throw this game.
You gotta make sure all the
Well,
guys
don't
are
worry
dead.
about
I
it.
mean, yeah.
I don't think there was any throw.
Make sure you know the eyes are dotted.
I mean, I think Wolf should have Terrifier Flare Blitzed. But there's no way freaking Ogerpon lives CC. It was less than half HP. That was nasty as hell. What a comeback.
The teaser draws, but that's just going to be the successor from Marcus, and Wolfe like take the first game in the
Nasty
set, which is
comeback.
such a high-intensity match. I mean, when you go from that first turn, that call from Marcus, the amount of damage, to then see how Wolfe completely put that on his table. Like,
I cannot see anybody
I
out
really
there.
love
Damn.
that.
They had no lights on out there.
I don't know exactly what he was going for there, but you wind up losing restricted Pokemon for free. Definitely not what he was expecting. But yeah, Ursula winds up being so clutch. That first pair of knockouts, I think, kind of made sense, right? Marcus is saying, like, there's a whole
Look at
lot
this
of
water
people
tech.
looking
I
at this
swear
season.
that was
Before
not
Ursula
at the regional.
here just getting
Homie was at 20%. I mean, Ursula was only half HP. Oh, I remember that Mon coming all the way back. You're right.
absolutely ravaged.
You're fucking right, big.
But, hey, Wolfe playing defensively, he switches the Koraidon out, ends up being pretty good. But
Damn.
I was surprised that the Miraidon went to the moveset of this Miraidon, right? Where we've seen a surprising amount of
I'm
Miraidon
putting
that
in some
have that
fucking
dazzle.
crazy
You know,
work.
if Koraidon does choose to swing here, I could be throwing the game that way instead. So
I guess you don't want to bring Volk into this one because Incin, Ursa, Koraidon do not care.
I doesn't get the read quite right there. Wolfe able to take advantage, and wow, I guess 7 HP in a dream there.
I feel like there was that on a timer, and it only had 2 turns on the field. Could have maybe tried to spin it back, and a full run back for both of these players.
I'm sort of fascinated that both players opted to do this again. I felt like that last game probably didn't go quite according
All right,
to
so
how
I'm
the
gonna tell you
players
straight up,
did.
Wolf is not switching. Ursaluna is the biggest threat here. That boy is not switching into it.
Where that was a very chaotic sort of game where Wolfe really
I don't know if Marcus knows, but that CC might smoke him.
dragged it back just by struggling. So can you imagine that Wolfe does something a little different this time?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
already you get to see that.
He's going for the read again.
I'm curious if Marcus wants to make such an aggressive read.
It's pretty safe.
Especially too, getting good information about the speed tiering of the Pokemon. So already,
Who comes out?
Switch up. Incineroar's not sticking around to find out any sort of wrap. Instead,
Ape,
it's gonna be
good
that
call.
hits
Now
the
you
field.
threaten Final Gambit.
Yeah, so if this is something like a fighting type move, that could be everything. And I'm curious with Calyrex Ice Rider click, because that is the wide guard from the Lunala. No spread damage moves. Close combat is also not going to do anything. And Leech Seed. from
Great
the
Leech
Calyrex.
Seed as well to
Now, if
break
Lunala's
the,
exposed,
Shadow
it is
Shield.
going to be losing valuable health.
And Marcus may be the god of tier 1.
That's
turn ones there where, once again, it's just a great
literally
turn.
amazing. And then- and now you threaten,
but I think it really puts Wolfe
threaten
in a tricky
Final
spot here.
Gambit?
Leech Seed onto this Lunala is tricky where you don't want to keep just feeding easy HP to the Calyrex. Makes it harder to keep clicking.
I'm
the wide guard.
I'm assuming
It's a very
Ape,
tricky
the set is
call,
like
but
what?
you really-
Like the close combat Final Gambit, U-turn Shadow Claw / Raise Fist? Typically?
like to try to fight with Moon.
That's what they were running back in the day. I don't know if that's what the Scarf one is. Is that what we had? Let me see. Let me check. Let me see if I can see that shit. Close combat Final Gambit. Yeah. Shadow Claw. Makes sense. Let's go back to this. Yeah, no rage. Just Shadow Claw. Yeah. Yeah, I meant the other one was AV. Sorry.
Around
No
to find
Terra,
any-
by the way. from Calyrex is disgusting this turn.
Instead, it's going to be Annihilate that hits the field.
Oh, great switch.
Yeah, so this is something like a fighting type move that can be everything. And I'm curious with Calyrex.
No Terra from Calyrex is so
from
disgusting.
No spread damage moves. Close combat is also not going to
Great
do
call.
anything. And Leech Seed from this Calyrex. Now, if Lunala sticks around, it is going to be losing valuable health.
Yeah, so Shadow Shield broken, so now you're threatened by Shadow Claw. But it's like tough. You can't really switch into Amoonguss right here.
Puts Wolfe in a tricky spot here. Leech Seed onto this Lunala is tricky where you don't want to keep just feeding easy HP to the Calyrex. Makes it harder to keep clicking that wide guard. Now that makes this very tricky for Wolfe, where you really like to try to fight with the Moongeist Beam into that slot now to try to avoid the threat of a final Gambit. You can't use it on the Lunala because it's immune to the fighting type attack. So you'll have to see what this Annihilate blocks into, but it really does force Wolfe's hand, where it's really hard to do anything with Koraidon except for click protect. Although Wolfe maybe has other ideas, certainly at least considering something a bit more bold.
It's supposed to take a 1-for-1 with Final Gambit and let the rest of your mons win, Travis.
Alright,
he's calling no Shadow Claw.
Now we're going to see Terastallization turn 2 of this match, and with that Koraidon,
He's also calling no Terra.
We really get to see a lot of this offensive pressure come out into this fire type. And Koraidon, you know how much damage you can deal in the sun with those fire type attacks. Shadow Claw from the Annihilate so fast, and Lunala super effective.
That's okay.
Critical hit, 1 restricted for.
That crit did not matter, most likely. But the Flare Blitz is going to smoke Calyrex. So Ursaluna still looks nasty.
Wolfe is gone.
Wait, the crit might have mattered? Really? Let's see if it's just max HP. I mean, it's not. I mean, it was leech seeded. It was leech seeded. It could have mattered.
Now it's going to be up to the Koraidon to try and make that difference up with an attack here on this turn.
Alright, so you get the kill on Kali though, which is huge.
That's going to be a 1-for-1 trade on
Always died, yeah.
Restricted Pokemon going down. These two Pokemon seem to. These two trainers seem to always like trading restricted Pokemon one.
So it's locked in the Shadow Claw, so you get to bring out Ursa now.
The critical hit on Lunala likely mattered with the double weakness there, but Marcus still have to.
I guess Amoonguss comes out just in case you're feeling you're fearing Miraidon.
And try to pick up a knockout on this Koraidon. Really, Shadow Claw not going to be able to knock out anything else on Wolfe's team in a single blow. So Koraidon perhaps going
potentially,
to swing again on the next turn, pending what Pokemon Marcus has in back.
That'll be the question here, and we got to see that it was a Miraidon in that game number 1. But
oh, if it's max HP plus a little bit.
So we will have to wait to see what the last Pokemon is. But now when you are eyeing up this turn, again, this is Incineroar that has a little bit fake out pressure, so that could help out.
Yeah,
protect and then go Ursaluna, yep.
Koraidon twice now, so Wolfe probably going to be heavily incentivized to get that off of the field, which leaves
yeah, we just ran the calc though, it might have mattered.
Options if you're,
Polypump is sick. And CC into that slot is sick because Annihilate's not staying in. I like that play. If you fake out into that, that's cool too. Oh, he just wants to get activated. That's better, I guess. Because you can Rage Powder on Miraidon. Yep.
And that's going to be the confirmation finally of the 4th Pokemon.
And you get a free Q.
Second restricted Miraidon hits the field, as well Hadron Engine, so if there is going to be something...
And you reset Koraidon, which is disgustingly strong.
It won't be able to hit anything because of that electric terrain. But a switch for a switch, Ursaluna to hit the field as well on this turn. As now we get to see the Terastallization coming out from the opposing end. Incineroar into this water.
Terra Water, smart.
You can see the opposite of we saw last time. The Calyrex going from the chilly ice type into becoming a fire type this time. Incineroar going to, well, kind of worse than this type matchup for now, but not going to
Looks like he attacked into that, taunted, beautiful.
Alright,
so Ursaluna is activated, so now you can Rage Powder, you know Draco doesn't kill.
And that swap from both players does mean that Ursaluna, this go around, gets onto the turn for free, so onto the field for free. So yeah,
and you kill a slot in Miraidon.
Really get to see some pressure out.
Yeah, really exciting opportunity here for the Ursaluna, where hey, you got the field, didn't get intimidated, would love to take a swing at one of these two Pokemon. But the type matchups have become a little interesting. The advantage of that Incineroar Terastallization is that now as a water type Pokemon, not only does it resist Koraidon's fire type attacks, but also
and if it's Draco plus taunt,
Ursaluna, which would incentivize you to try to go for a normal type attack if you're attacking that slot, of course, with the ghost type Annihilate.
I think Rage plus attack is good.
Which would likely lose the game. So Wolfe gonna have to make a good prediction here.
I think killing Miraidon is big.
I hope to pick up big damage, and it will be into this.
Oh shoot! Now you can't even kill Amoonguss. That's huge.
Doesn't fare too well. That would be interesting. Of course, the Miraidon is faster, but
maybe Voltage is back. I guess maybe Voltage is back.
Now Miraidon, that's gonna be the Volt Switch. This is great.
But that I mean, Incineroar taking that's huge.
Not gonna appreciate what's about to happen next, but
I appreciate it's a lot more than would without the Terastallization. I really like how Marcus plays these turns. He's going to take this attack pretty well because he's going to get the Intimidate down first. But certainly any attack from Ursaluna is going to be quite painful.
And now nothing kills Amoonguss like. Oh my god, that did so much damage. What the hell?
The important part. We made it through. We survived. Rocky Helmet's gonna be a little bit of damage burn, just a little bit.
And you can't like this is actually rough because like you can't Final Gambit into Amoonguss because then you can't win the game with Miraidon because you're first off you know you're slower than Koraidon. Secondly, you don't Oko it.
A little bit more favored. And now Annihilate's back on the field, and again, this Annihilate.
I mean, you do with Electro Jet, but that shit Okos you.
So fast.
Yeah, sort of a fun situation now. We see Wolfe considering another tricky decision where
Protect plus
I think
EQ is
on the United
nasty.
side, what does it choose to lock into here, right? Where I think a final gambit to try to take out the
I like double protect, to be honest.
To play around that. But instead, the United is going to leave the battle, and that could be just as dangerous.
Yeah, this is a big pivoting game now. Maridon back out onto the field. It is just that continued back and forth. And going on into the turn, Amoonguss yet again protects.
Is he calling the fake out?
I'm eyeing up the bear and the cat out on the field. Fake out Incineroar.
Fake onto that.
Not doing too much.
But then you just simply...
We saw what Wolfe walked into that like it would have been a game losing had Incineroar gone for anything that wasn't
If it Draco's here, it's bad.
Here on again, getting back out in the field safely, and this is going to be a very critical turn. There's certainly the option of getting an attack off here with the Ursaluna with a Rage Powder, but we'd likely have to lose the Amoonguss to do it. Wolfe going to have to decide if he's willing to do that at this point in the battle or not. Only has a core item.
Then you EQ though. I don't think that kills Incin.
So needs to avoid getting himself in a situation
after a parting shot, and then what? Ape wins.
Much momentum we had in the first couple of turns, this has started to really slow down, and going on forward, it has been Wolfe that's been having.
Yeah, I like that play a lot.
A little bit more and more throughout.
You want the regen back because Amoonguss can take on Ape. And it also lives Draco -2. I like that play a lot.
Amoonguss regenerator, you can swap out, get HP later, which does mean Koraidon is going to make a reappearance back out onto the field.
You have to call the Draco's going into Koraidon though.
But I'm curious, looking at this Maridon, where that's going to be. That is
he calls it correctly.
Here, and of course, into the Maridon. It already had a lot of health.
I'm pretty sure Maridon just dies here.
Well, only 2 Pokemon left. This
Maybe.
Though, even though it's had the attack drop, I'm curious if you can make enough momentum going on forward, but it's been taking so much damage, and that knockoff, Ursaluna.
It's so much damage, my god. But this definitely dies.
That will pick up the KO, but now it's going to be Marcus Dion with 2 quite big.
Okay, what do? You can't Shadow Claw lock because of Ursaluna.
He's got the Amoonguss out the battle to heal, but I don't know if it's going to matter. Ursaluna doesn't have
You literally can't kill Amoonguss. I think you lose.
much time left. I think for Wolfe to get this game, you have to maybe get like an earthquake crit here, or.
But the Rocky Helmet's working for you at least this turn as well.
It's almost hard to make that mistake. There's no choice but to.
You can't final Gambit as well because it's max HP, so you never die.
Lucas is potentially healthy enough to survive a final Gambit. I don't know that it's going to matter.
Yeah, going on into this, I mean, might as well just go for absolutely everything at this point, right? Rage Powder, make sure the Annihilate.
You have to EQ though, because you have to kill Incin.
Still at that full HP.
Yeah, that's the thing. Unless the Annihilate goes to.
Okay, so if Incin dies to EQ, you definitely go for EQ.
Another turn of burn damage. If Annihilate were to lock into final Gambit or
Rage Powder. I think it's always Rage Powder plus EQ, right?
Can't hit Ursaluna, that would be a win for Wolfe, but
no, you have to Rage Powder. Yeah, you have to EQ. You have to get the chip on Annihilate.
Damage the Amoonguss with the Annihilate, right? Close combat's not really going to do anything to it. Tenuous decision. Wolfe's got to pick something.
Headlongs instead.
Into the headlong rush, and this is going to be such a pivotal turn for the battle. And whether Wolfe can take a Shadow Claw.
He doesn't want Amoonguss to take the hit, which is fair. But like if they taunt there, I think you.
With that Rocky Helmet, knock off Amoonguss again.
I guess it's hard to taunt. It's hard to taunt because if they don't redirect, you want to do that.
Oh, it's going to be this Ursaluna. We got to see that it was just a single target pivoted at that last second and into the Annihilate.
Ooh, resource management is beautiful. Now he wins the game with EQ.
But I think how we saw this play out in game 1, it's still enough.
I think but think if Earthquake killed Incineroar from there, well, it got the Rocky Helmet damage, so it definitely kills now. I guess he was going for the guaranteed kill with that. If they blitz that turn, oof. Maybe it's not blitz though.
To be holding on.
Yeah, it's very close here. It's worth keeping in mind this Incineroar doesn't have Protect, so will a Rage Powder be enough here to allow Ursaluna to get one more Earthquake out of it?
What a great one, yeah. Ursaluna's gonna win at 6 HP.
And we saw how
great game.
Which is locked into did on that last turn.
Great set.
Like
beautiful comebaacks.
It's just soaking up so much damage, and of course that knockoff 1 HP.
There's one on a crit.
That's going to be 3 KOs on the turn.
Yeah, I think that Draco was better on that turn over Volts, but great comeback from Wolfe. Legit amazing way to end it. He makes it to day 2. Everybody's hype about that. That was a good game. Taunt on Incineroar on the second to last one. It's a tough call to make though, because like if you taunt and Ursaluna EQs, assuming it kills you, you lose as well.